In this video, I'm going to show a few scripted asset action tools I made to help streamline working with animations. One of the challenges for working with animations is just the sheer number of assets, and it can be difficult sometimes to find a particular asset or set of assets that have properties that you need to fix. To help with that, I created a tool that lets us select some or all of our animations, and then search for ones that contain notifies that match the properties we're looking for. One of the quirks that I found with the scripted asset actions is that it doesn't automatically resize the window for you, so you have to resize it yourself. But once we do that, we can see that we have a number of different things we can check. We can check the sound, we can check the follow setting, and we can check the bone setting. And these are all properties that I set up on my own animation notified blueprint. So I can decide which property or combination of properties I want to search for, and it will place all of the animations that have at least one notified that matches those settings in a collection for me. In this example, I'm going to check for the sound, and I'm going to target a specific sound that I select from this drop-down here. I'll look for my run footsteps. Now, when I hit OK, it's going to check to see if my collection exists, and if it doesn't, it'll create a new one. And then it will add all of the matches to that collection. We should see the collection appear down here under collections. It's on the left side under content browser. But there seems to be a little bit of a bug at the moment where you have to click this little button here to jiggle the handle just once. And then once you do that, all of your collections and collections that are made automatically by the tool will just appear normally. So if I click on the collection, you can see here I have references to 3 assets, and these assets have at least one notify that matches my search query. For a second example, I'm going to search for animations that have notifies with incorrect settings. In this case, specifically, I have footsteps that are set to follows, and I don't want that. So I'm going to go back and select all of my animations. I'm going to run my scripted asset action tool again. I'm going to resize it. And then I'm going to search for the sound, but instead of searching for a specific sound, I'm going to search for a set of sounds that contain a specific word. So in this case, the word foot will return all notifies using a sound with the word foot in it. So walks, runs, and so forth. I'm also going to check to see what the value of the follow setting is. And I want to see if that's set to true. And this will return all of the animations that contain notifies that I need to fix. And now if we look down here in our collection, you can see that it's been updated. Now it contains one animation. If we open that up, we can look through each of our notifies, and we can fix the ones that are incorrect. Another way we can search our animations is through the notify class. This can be handy if you're using multiple different notify classes, or if your project at some point had a notify class that's now been deprecated. Now these should all be using my custom notify class, but we can search to see if it's using the native notify class here, just as an example. And so if I hit OK, you'll see that it makes me a new collection. And if I open that collection, you can see that I've got one animation here that has a notify that is using the wrong class. And now I can just simply replace that with the correct class. Another option we have for searching is looking for animations that don't have any tags. So in this case, we'll select all of the animations. We'll right click and go to scripted asset actions, and we'll choose find anims untagged. Now this has created a new collection for you. And if you open that collection, you'll see all the animations that don't contain any notifies. Now that doesn't mean we have to add tags to all of these. Some animations just don't get tags. But it does allow you to quickly peruse all of your untagged animations to see if anything jumps out as potentially needing work. Now, if we wanted a more targeted way of searching for animations that are ready for audio tagging, we have a 4th version of the tool which allows us to check by anim status. This animation status is metadata, which is tagged on each individual animation asset. And the predefined options that you see here for the animation statuses that you can use are defined in an enum. Now, obviously, we can't search for metadata if it hasn't actually been tagged on an asset, so this tool does require some buy-in from the animation team, and it also requires another scripted asset action that allows us to actually set the metadata. So the animator can import new animations and then select them, run the scripted asset action for set anim status, and set them to in progress. Once they're finished working on their animations and they are ready to be tagged up with audio, they can run the same process and set the status to ready for audio. As an audio designer, I can then run the tool again, search for sequences that are ready for audio, and then tag my animations. And then once I'm done, I can change the status again to mark them as finished.